Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The U.S. Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs is pushing the VA for answers. I'm going to jump into it here, but before I do, I wanted to throw out a very special thank you to Paul LaRoche 3117. Paul, thank you so much for your super comment, your super chat. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you again, Paul LaRoche 3117. All right, so jumping into this, VA committee leaders request answers from the VA on support for veterans who experienced military sexual trauma. This just came out not that long ago, Thursday, November 21st, 2024, and I'm sharing it with you here today. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Every thumbs up and every minute watched helps this video expand its reach, which is important. All right, if you want to support the channel in other ways, consider being a member. Thank you so much to all you members. I do the best I can to get back to you in the comments. All right, so here we go. U.S. Senator Jerry Moran, ranking member of the Senate the Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs, and Representative Mike Bost, who is the chairman of the House Committee on Veterans Affairs, requested answers from the Department of Veterans Affairs VA Secretary on the delayed implementation of the Military Sexual Trauma Claims Coordination Act. Let's say that again. On the delayed implementation of the Military Sexual Trauma Claims Coordination Act, which required the VA's Veteran Benefits Administration to increase coordination with VA's Veteran Health Administration on MST claims. The legislation required VA to provide veterans who are seeking assistance regarding MST with outreach letters, information on Veterans Crisis Line, and details on how to make appointments with mental health providers. Since its passage in 2022, VA has yet to implement the coordination program between VBA and the VHA. That's not good. Now, moving on here, I wanted to throw out that recently announced it would further be delayed until July of 2025. Now, I get it. Look, July is just around the corner, but the can keeps getting kicked down the road, and we have a VA secretary who is essentially now a lame duck because he's not going to continue to be in that seat. He announced his retirement many months ago, regardless of who was going to lead the administration. He would be out no matter what. So it's going to be a fun road. Anyway, some quotations here. We are disappointed by both VA's delay in implementation of this law and the lack of transparency with Congress about support for veterans filing disability compensation claims for military sexual trauma, wrote Senator Moran and Representative Bost. In the nearly 2 years since the MST Claims Coordination Act was signed into law, VHA should have formulated concrete policies and processes across the country to better serve veterans with a history of military sexual trauma and who are enrolled in VA's healthcare system. I agree. The full letter is not that long, actually, so we'll just go through it here real quick. It seems like it's to the point. So this is the letter that was to the VA secretary. We write to express our concern regarding the Department of Veterans Affairs implementation of the MST Claims Coordination Act. We are disappointed by both VA's delay in implementation of this law and the lack of transparency with Congress about support for veterans filing disability compensation claims for military sexual trauma. As you know, the law required VA to implement no later than June 27th, 2024, a system in which the Veterans Benefits Administration automatically notifies VHA when a veteran who has suffered from MST and enrolled in the VA healthcare system files a claim for disability compensation benefits for MST. The law requires the automatic notification to occur shortly before the veteran receives a decision with respect to their claim for compensation, or shortly before the veteran participates in any disability compensation examination, VA Board of Veterans Appeals hearings, or any other event that VA determines to be relevant to their case. The law also requires VA to provide veterans information relating to MST, including information on VHA's MST coordinators, information on the Veterans Crisis Line, and how to make an appointment with a mental health care provider. During a briefing last month, VA informed our committees that the automatic notification system will go live in January 2025, 5 months late. VA also informed the committee that in August of 2022, VA implemented an interim mechanism for VBA to share data with VHA on a daily basis about veterans who have filed MST claims. However, when asked for specifics about this data and the extent to which it provides the information Congress required, VA officials claimed that only that the data would encourage providers to offer additional support for veterans pursuing claims for compensation based on MST. It is our belief that these efforts fall short of congressional intent. It should not take an act of Congress to compel VHA to do more for veterans who have suffered from MST. In the nearly 2 years since MST Claims Coordination Act was signed into law, VHA should have formulated concrete policies and processes across the country to better serve veterans with a history of MST and who are enrolled in VA's healthcare system. Therefore, we request that you provide the following information no later than December 13th, 2024. A detailed plan, there's 3 things here. A detailed plan for how VHA will improve its services using VBA's shared data on veterans who have filed claims based on MST and provide these veterans with information required by law, including on VHA's MST coordinators, the Veterans Crisis Line, and resources for scheduling with mental health care providers. 2, a detailed explanation for how VA plans to measure the success of the MST Claims Coordination Program implemented under the law and who will be tasked with overseeing this seamless coordination between VHA and VBA. Lastly is number 3, a detailed summary of any additional plans VHA and VBA are undertaking to increase outreach and collaboration among the 2 administrations to improve care and services for veterans with MST. And I'll throw in that the VA umbrella is really, it's a 3-headed monster, the VA. You have the VHA, which they're talking about here, which is the Healthcare Administration. You have the VBA, which is the Benefits Administration. And you have the NCA, the National Cemeteries Administration. They do not talk well with each other, and that is part of the problem, not just for folks with MST, which is obviously a big one, and that should be coordinated, but really for all veterans, there should be some more coordination. You should be able to, in a lot of cases, utilize your VA doctors to help you collect the evidence needed for your VBA claim, i.e. Nexus Letter, i.e. DBQs, and so forth. So in any case, I wanted to share this with you, the information and the lack of movement on this specific issue. And wanted to just make sure that the information was out there. This is regarding the Military Sexual Trauma Claims Coordination Act and the slow rollout of it, if you will. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.